All right, we are live.
What's
Perfect.
up?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Let's see. We have already a couple of comments actually from L. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Hey, El, good to see you. We
Nice.
expect you in here with us next week.
L is a bit
It's
busy
gonna,
today.
it's gonna be the dream team next week. All of us all in one place.
Exactly.
No, that's not gonna work. Nobody wants to see my glary glasses.
No, but you should wear it. Not bad.
That's
Perfect.
all right.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's try to build something today. And I think I was telling Mike today in the morning that today was the product hunt launch for one of my favorite products. It's called Screen Studio. I don't know if you guys have used it. Let me quickly see how it went actually. If I just go back here, I need to share my screen. Yeah, you guys can see the screen. Perfect.
Mhm.
So I think they are actually ranking pretty high. Oh yeah, for sure. 990 upvote. So it's pretty sick product. Okay, like all my screen recordings and stuff is using Screen Studio. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, and when I was scrolling through it, one thing which I saw out here was their
Green Studio.
yeah. Tried it. It's a very nice product for doing it.
Asked me about if I had a good tool for this, so this is
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. Oh,
Yes, it is.
oh,
Super cool actually.
it is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody had shown me this. I think JJ from Databutton. He had
Oh
shown-
yeah. JJ is it? Yeah, that's right. Okay. L is saying only for Mac. That's right. I also saw over this over there.
Okay.
Twitter. Yeah, it's only for Mac. Only for Mac. Sorry. Yeah, but it's pretty sick. Okay, it's really good. So I was going through it, and something which came up was this suggest a feature, and this is the thing. Like they have this roadmap, the feedback, and everything. I think they're using something called as a feature base, if I'm not wrong. So
Mhm.
it's like a feedback tool. I think this is where I was speaking with Mike. Like we should have something like that,
Mhm.
community feedback tool or something like that. No.
Yeah.
Maybe I can make my own using Databutton. Oh, why not? Sure. Cool. Okay, so I was thinking
El,
like,
Can we get let's get L to write the prompts in the comments. All right. So L's still part of the conversation. All right. And what do you reckon, L? Can you give us the prompts in the comments? Because I think you're the prompt queen in many cases.
Prompt queen.
So
that's true.
maybe we should get L to write the prompts for us.
Yeah, that's true. L
There
is
you go.
really good with the prompts.
L is going to give
It's
us
writing
she's going to give us the prompts.
Okay, all right. So I'm thinking of creating a community feedback tool today, and as I promised that we'll try out the Firebase integration. So let's see.
Mhm.
Let's see if we can build something today, live here, a community feedback tool, which will use Databutton's backend, or let's say the front end connects with the Firebase on the Firestore, and user can just submit some feedbacks or a community or some features probably. I think that's something which we need to know a lot. That would be great for improvement. So let's say users of Databutton, let's say, and community feedback tool, target audience, not bad. Yeah, let's go for it. I'll just say, let's go for this. I'll just start with generating a starting point. And this is something which I expect that Databutton will come up with some pages and the UI components as always. Probably a backend for connecting to storage. If there's a feedback, there needs to somewhere you to store it. And yeah, there where we can leverage a bit of Firebase authentication and Firebase storage. Right, Dom, I know you are more of a fan of Superbase.
I just understand Superbase better. I understand like standard relational tables. I guess I should really spend more time because it's Firebase. Like they talk about how AI now has the ability to kind of manage its own internal database, like in its knowledge. So maybe traditional tables will be obsolete in the future. What's the terminology now that they're using?
Superbase?
No, it's like a 3-letter acronym that you've been seeing in the news now about like how they define AI's
Oh, tell me more. Actually, I don't know.
thought process.
You mean the AGI? Is that what you mean?
No, it's not AGI. It's like a hybrid between Firebase and like your traditional SQL table type design.
I see.
But it's effectively like it doesn't require any tables because AI is actually able to manage it itself in real time.
But like Superbase is nothing but is an open source Firebase alternative. That's how it's called. Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. Actually, we also have a documentation of using Superbase for the authentication. Actually, and I know Mike has already built a backend using the Python part of Databutton and connect with the Superbase. That's pretty sick.
Several.
Several.
Yeah.
Not one. Several of them. That's right. Yeah, but you can also use this via the front end. I think that also makes it way more easier, the entire workflow, if we use via the front end. But let's try today to use the entire thing via the front end. So yeah, I think we have something. It has created a lot of stuff out here. Community feedback. Share your thoughts and ideas with the community with a feedback title. Describe your feedback. A lot of stuff, and it has also created a backend, which for today I think I won't go for that. But let's see. Okay, let's see where we go. So let's see. We have the home page, which has not bad 106 lines of code with some components out here. The feedback form and the feedback component, which is here. Nice. And some utility files for the storage. And I see the backend. I think I'm expecting the backend. Yeah. So for the backend, it already went for Databutton's own internal storage, which is not a bad option. I know, like Mike, you also started with this exact storage before you moved to Firebase.
Yeah, you showed me the way. Let's put it that way. You showed me the errors of my ways in terms of trying to build out all this storage. And Avra very kindly said, "Mike, have you not thought about putting this into Firebase?" And I was like, "How do I do that?" So that was a nice little rabbit hole that I went down.
Yeah, I mean, that's not an error, to be honest. You can just use use the internal storage. Let's delete that backend. So I just asked that, let's delete that backend. So, but coming back to that, it's not, there's nothing wrong or right out here if we use Databutton storage. It's pretty efficient, but not something for production level.
Yeah.
Whereas Firebase it comes out of the box with authentication plus the data store. So I would go for that if I start building. But yeah, this works pretty well. I mean, I have built out of a couple of apps at least with this storage of internal storage in Databutton. Super handy for prototyping. I'm not so sure about the production level. Yeah. But it works.
I think it also depends. It depends on the scale and the complexity of what you're building as well.
That's right.
And if you're looking at, I suppose, also your audience as well, where you expect your audience to be. When you've got that Firebase in your production, then it just speeds things up and makes things just that little bit slicker and that little bit quicker. When it comes to user experience.
That's right. Before I just go for this, because the agent is prompting me to delete the file, because I asked it, I want to delete the file. But before I go there, just a few quick things. I think this was one of the questions over our Discord, that what are these Databutton internal tools like the Python backend, and one of them was this db.storage. So we have all these utility tools to handle the storage, like out here the storage files, also to grab the secrets from our config file. So db utility tools come via this Python package, so you can only use it via the Python backend, which a lot of users does that, and it's great to store those environment variables right out here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Elle's just saying, sorry to disrupt you, Avra. Elle's just saying, took her ages to go to Firebase as she'd never used it before. but worked with the agent to figure it out. And on Firebase, they now have build with Gemini, an AI that you can ask questions.
Yeah, that's cool.
I haven't actually used the AI. I haven't used the Gemini on Firebase. Be really keen to know, El, how you found that. What your thoughts are. So, but you've got what's nice about Firebase is you've got everything all in one place. So you've got the auth, you've got the Firestore, you've got all these different elements, and they've got the extensions as well. So I'm currently in the process of trying to get the Stripe extension working for one of the sites that I'm building at the moment. So it does have it's a nice package, and it's free. If you're just starting out in your with your app or whatever, and you don't want to be spending money on storage and all that sort of stuff, then it's definitely a good choice.
That's right. Yeah.
I have not used Firebase outside of just the authentication, because I want to see I want to see y'all use it. But how do you reference things? Like if you need to do some type of relational connection, like a contacts associated with a property, or a contacts associated with a like an object that you're selling. Like how do you connect two things together when it's not a relational database like that? This is where I really wish that El was here, because El would explain it much better than I would. But the way it works is that I figured this out with the agent, that you can have certain collections. Thank you, El. You create collections, and then every user gets a unique ID. And so in every collection, as long as the unique ID from that user is always in the feed, because it goes down into columns, every single collection has that unique identifier for that particular user. So it will then be interlinked through those collections. I think I'm right in saying that. El, correct me if I'm wrong. I've probably butchered that entirely, and El would have explained it much better, but hopefully I've summarized that. Collection ID is like the equivalent of a record ID.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think every unique because you've got the auth set up, that gives every user a unique ID, and so then that becomes your unique identifier for each person. So for example, for my trading platform, every unique ID for every user is then used within the collections as the root, if you like, for all data.
So they only see their data.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's very easy to actually bring it with the unique ID plus your user data. So this collection which we just mentioned plus the fields, you can actually link all of them, and that's pretty straightforward. Of course, it's not a table based; it's more like a document based. That's where Firebase. And one thing is, being in Databutton, we are very much biased and lean towards Firestore or Firebase. Right. All these chats and everything is stored towards all back in Databutton's Firebase account. And I think that's something which brought us to add this integration, the Firebase integration. Yeah. By the way, just quick few things in the app. What happened meanwhile was when I started to delete the backend, it's sad that I need to delete the backend. And then there was some error, which the agent fixed it itself, which is great. So we delete the backend. There is no backend now. The Firebase or the backend with the Databutton's internal storage, that's now removed. There was some error because this in the very first prompt, it connected with my homepage right there. And now that threw an error that Databutton realized. And I think that error is still existing there. Okay, we need to fix that later. It's okay. That's our future problem. But there was an error, major error, which Databutton fixed it. And it's all because we removed that. And we are now just one step forward. We went back just to make sure that today we can try building with Firebase. So, but Databutton fixed that, and we are back here. And when you guys were speaking, I just quickly update this. I just enabled the web-based app, which I'm going to build. I create a new project, and I will just also do the authentication part. And I have also copied this entire what is it called, the config file. I named it as live demo or something.
Then you just give it as a secret.
It's more like Databutton under the hood will take care of it. I just hit the install button, it starts the installation, and you have the guide if you want to go through it. That's really helpful. It's a console which it takes to, and there is this full guide in the docs. So if anyhow we missed any of these steps, it's right there. Create a project, give a name to it, all this, enable the web icon, enter a nickname for your web app. You have this configuration set up. That's what I tested right now. And there it goes. And now Databutton will install the packages under the hood. Hopefully things will be there. But I think L has some good point here.
Yeah, L's just saying, so what I was saying was right. So it's better as it's unstructured. So you can store objects and update them super quick if you just add more fields. So if what she means by that is if you have a particular type of record or something that you want to show within a particular collection, you can just add data to it. What's great is that the agent on Databutton can just manage those collections for you as well. So, you know, if you, as long as they've got the right access, which you need to set up and the agent can talk you through that, then the agent is able to use the API feed through Firebase and Firestore to say, right, okay, we're going to create a collection and this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And it can edit and change the structure for you, which is really cool. I think it's also worth mentioning, though, that obviously Firebase isn't the only one. And I know, Dom, you've been using Superbase and you've had it working. So it's not like people are restricted and limited to Firebase if they're using Databutton. You know, Superbase is one of those. And pretty much anything with an API key can be connected. You know, I think it's worth remembering that, because obviously Firebase and Superbase aren't the only ones on the market. There's loads of others. And as long as there's, you know, an API key, Databutton can feed into it and connect it, which is really cool as well.
That's right. And I think Superb is something which we are working to bring that integration soon. That would be really good to have a Superbase, because a lot of users. I think we have seen over this card.
It will be.
Avra, is that a little teaser for next week? Maybe is Avra just teasing little tidbits there?
Probably not with the Superbase, but we have a lot of other teas, and maybe not with the Superbase. We are working on that. That I can let you know. That we are working on the Superbase part, but not probably don't be ready by next week. But we have a lot of things lining up. I can let you know by Tuesday. You guys will see everything out there. And meanwhile, I'll just quickly update what I'm doing so that we all know. I just enabled here Google authentication. Here I went to sign-in methods, and I added Google as authentication. I'm happy with Google. It's fine. Also, one thing I did was went to settings. And I think authorized domains. I added the databutton.com as the whitelisted, so it's there. If we deploy it, then we also need to add this deployed URL. Yeah, that's right. And meanwhile, when we started installing the packages for Firebase, it added this login button. So we already have the first UI generated. Just we click this. We said continue doing that. Databutton under the hood, just build the entire stuff. Now what I'm trying to ask Databutton is, can we put, oh, by the way, another thing which I missed, anywhere where the shield is, that means that page is under the authentication part. Shield means is actually shielding that page. It can be a backend, it can be UI component. So that's how we try to communicate with the user. And that's something which will improve in our next launch again. So the communication part. That's a huge deal.
You're just teasing us today, Avra. Just teasing us with all these little tidbits. So
I hope we could show that. But yeah, it will be there. Next week, we will dedicate the entire week on that. Okay. So
cool.
Login.
Just seen that L saying that also whilst building, if you're using another service, you can ask the agent to research the documents for the integration. And that's really, really important, is that the agent can go off and look for it, but you can also even just give the URL as to where the documents are, paste it into the chat, and the agent will go off and research it, which is also really, really cool. So, you know, there's loads of ways that you can share that information with the agent, which I think is, it just makes it super easy. You know, you can even add the documents within the internal storage and just have them as a reference file. You know, if it's something really complex, then, you know, big long data, data documents or whatever, those can all be added as reference points, so that you don't have to keep reminding the agent to go back to the URL and learn from things that way, which is nice.
So by the way, meanwhile, I just tested with the login page. It worked. I don't know if you guys saw that. It
Yep.
worked pretty well. Okay. I'm just now trying. Can we put the home page under the authentication? Authentication. So that someone asked me over the customer support that, do I need to spell everything correctly? My every word when I prompt, I misspell it. I literally misspell it. Okay, so I think if you're building with Databutton, even with any AI tool, AI is not too smart. Okay, they just figure it out.
It's actually a good question. Actually, that Avra, what about if somebody's not a native English speaker?
I wish. I mean, I know there are a few of them. We have a lot of Norwegian users. They actually literally write in Norwegian, or I know a lot of Spanish people in the customer support. We also reply in French or Spanish, and they literally write in that language. I know in our Discord community, Claude Miller, if I'm not wrong, he uses in other language. It works pretty well, but of course, there's a way how the agent would change it, because ChatGPT can actually deal with any language. It looks it speaks my own mother tongue, which is Bengali.
It's pretty good. The agent's pretty good. I've completely stopped trying to correct anything I tell it, because it 9 times out of 10 gets it exactly right. So I don't.
Yeah. All right. So I think I'm just trying to put this homepage also under authentication. I don't want people to get inside my community feedback page without logging in. Period. They need to go through authentication. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Nice.
Oh yeah, very nice. Now we have an error. Let's see. Let's see what it's doing out here. This thing which we saw in the very beginning, that needs to be fixed. Let's see if we can fix something out here. It says that there is this error here. It's 19 to 22, somewhere here. Can we fix this error, which I see in the console log?
I agree with you, well. It is very easy to add auth. It is super easy.
Yeah. So the auth was added in one go. If I just go back here, it's something is broken here. But let's go back few minutes before. The auth was added just in few lines and few clicks. Okay, so it's very easy. Now the only part which gets a bit tricky, and I agree with a lot of users, is routing from one page to other, or adding auth on top of one page. If that can be fixed, smooth. It's really smooth. Let's see, we are struggling with something called as user guard. I don't know. The agent is struggling, not we. It's not on me. But yeah, let's see.
I think the one thing that I found a little tricky, and admittedly this was a while ago now, was getting the email registration and the notifications and things like that working. I haven't tried it recently, to be honest. Not at least in terms of registering users and getting them to receive an email and things like that. But what's great is that when I've been doing notifications on a more recent app, the integration with things like SendGrid or something like that for emails has been super slick. And being able to get the agent to change the formatting of the emails, the styling of the emails. I even did I did a change on one of my apps yesterday where I said to the agent, right, if somebody is using this website in Polish, they need to receive an email in Polish when they place their order. But if they're using it in English, they need to receive it in English. And off it went. It just did it. Did it with a few tasks, which was great. And as far as I can see, without any bugs or anything, it's working nicely.
Yeah, let me just go back a bit. Okay, I think there is somewhere when we fix this thing, what was causing the error was this user guard context. I think I'll just go this way. If this doesn't work, we'll just revert back to a few steps back. The problem lies is this feedback, it's guard context thing. can we remove the, let's say, this part? Why do we need this? Oh, I misspelled again. Create a login page. Nah. That's not how I want. It's creating a login page, or hopefully it's not. Let's see. So I'm reading the thoughts part, which is saying that remove the user guard context. I just said it there. And it says that it will also create a login page. I removed the user guard context because it was adding complexity we don't need right now. Instead, we can handle authentication a simpler way through the login page and manage the navigation flow. Oh, yes, it did that. Good. That's pretty good. Okay, and I can do it this way. Enable auth in here. I think that should work. I don't know why I was doing via prompting. I can just literally use this button here, and that will just enable or disable auth. Can we add a logout button on successful login? We have the logout page already.
L's building up the hype. L's building up the suspense for everyone.
Yeah.
It'll be better next week for sure.
I think it's already better, but yeah, the thought part, if that's what L means, for sure,
Yeah.
I can say that.
Yeah.
I can say that the task and the thought part will be pretty good.
I'm really looking forward to how you guys are changing the thoughts element. I know there's that's been one of the things that you guys have taken away as feedback. So looking forward to that one for sure.
I don't know if you guys have already checked our latest. Let's see what we have now. This is how we have revamped, and it's not we. It's one and only Viral has worked on this entire stuff. Okay, and we have changed a lot out here. Let me go to the main part here.
Yeah, the webpage looks great.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks better. I would say it looks good, and Viral is still working on it. We're working on a lot of other stuffs here, but if you see out here, we have changed. Databutton is the only agent that knows about your app, so you can just put your stuff, your spec, your PNG file, JPEG file, your design, Figma design. You don't even need to create a builder or something. Just screenshot it, put it there. It works way better with that. It creates a plan. That something is coming big. Okay, I can let you know this is something which will work like a charm. The big task, if you have a big task like the authentication, implement sign in with Google, add that, it will just go do that. You don't even need to prompt like me, which I was doing like all this time. And that's it. It take the entire stuff and one-click deployment. Smooth. And we will make this entire workflow better. And that's something coming next week. So I hope everyone will like that part. Coming back to this app, we have a logout button now. Oh, yes.
Cool.
So log in, log out, works pretty smooth. Let's see another time. Maybe I just need to make a refresh, but let's see if it works or not. Let's see the flow works or not. But it should. Yeah. What happens is if I just make a refresh, then this would be easier to do it. Let's make a quick refresh. Once this works and we see it's working, we can just go for the database. That's what the Firebase is really good in. Yeah. And let me try with my own account here. Yes, we have it. So log in,
Nice.
log out,
Awesome.
works perfectly. All right. Now let's see a few things out here. Now if I go in this user section, we have one new user. That's me again. And one thing which we need to enable as well, if we need a Firestore, because our users gonna submit some feedback. So I think we need that feature of a database. And I think for that we need something called as Firestore database. I should enable this first. But actually I was also working on a documentation part out here, working with Firestore database. And what worked best for me was this master prompt. I don't know if you guys have tried it or not. I think I wrote it over Discord. Anyone have tried this part? I don't know, like if
I
my
don't know.
I haven't tried it yet.
No, I don't think I have. No.
So I'm really curious because, well, like this is like one shot prompt, which worked for me whenever I tried. But if you
Okay.
break down into few steps, which I will do today, is like each and every part, how you create the data store, how you create the rules of it,
Yeah.
and then how you actually ask Databutton to create the rules for you, and then you deploy the rules in Firebase, in Firestore, and finally you store the data. So I'll just break it down here, and I will use few of the prompts from here. Let's see. So I think this prompt the agent for data structure suggestion. I'll just blindly copy this part, and I'll go here. And what I would do is now, great, we have our Firebase updated, Firebase auth working smooth, and we have Firestore enabled. And just pass this prompt here. Meanwhile, there are a few things which we need to do from our end is create this database. I think I'll just go for Europe. Yeah. I'll just go for the production mode. And there will be a kind of a default rules which comes along with when you start this. Once we have this part, meanwhile, I can just hit this part. So there's few lines which I added intentionally, and we will also make it right there in the custom instruction for the agent is this part. Let's see the prompt. Yeah. Hi there, I have set up Firestore data store and Firebase authentication. Please help me set up Firestore database via the front end only, and following here Dom's amazing prompt tags with the caps on and explicitly prompting here front end only. I don't want to go via the backend, via front end only. You'll see, I will go on mentioning this part here. Maybe Ovind and Martin has made some changes now when you don't need to write that at all. But for the safe side, I'll just use this trick. And then I said, suggest an optimal data structure for my project based on the current UI and app details. Provide a markdown representation of the structure because it's very good to see a visualization of it. It's much more easier to understand, and generate permissive security rules to allow access only for authenticated users. Don't write any code. Again, coming back to Dom's hack, Don't write any code. Let's first go through the database structure before discussing rules. Dom, what do you think of this?
That's
As a
beautiful.
prompt part?
It's beautiful. On a side note, though, I don't know if you'll ever feel bad. I hate typing in caps to the agent because I don't want to offend it, but sometimes you gotta be a little bit stern.
Yeah. No, like this was optimized by ChatGPT later. It was me first writing it, and then I just put the entire stuff and said, ChatGPT, like, make sure that I have an optimized prompt for me so it works every time. And then ChatGPT wrote down the entire stuff, actually. I know, like, a lot of users does that.
What about pleases and thank yous? I can't remember if it was you I spoke about this with Avra or somebody else. Do we think we need to be polite, say pleases and thank yous to the AI?
Well,
Because I still do it. I still use pleases and thank you, and people laugh at me for it.
If you see, great, we have our Firebase working smoothly. So I always motivated, like, great job, man. Let's go for the next. Thank you so much. Like I do that. It has become like a habit for me now after interacting with ChatGPT and stuff. But yeah, I do that. I think it's a good thing to do, no? Who knows how things are.
Part of me feels like in 20 years from now, God knows how powerful AI is going to be. So I kind of feel like I need to be nice to it now
for sure.
for the future.
Yeah, it's going to come back to haunt you.
Yeah. Yeah, look at its comment. I feel so rude.
But sometimes you gotta I don't know how many times I've been like, come on, dude, why would you do that? Let's back up. And then it apologizes and you're like, all right, now we're back on track.
Yeah. Okay, so it gave me a very nice structure in Markdown. User feedback, votes. I think it has covered most of the stuff. User ID. So that's what I think Dom was saying. The user ID, it's important. And then the email, display name, last login, all this thing we'll store. We'll store the feedback ID also. There'll be a unique feedback ID. I hope it will understand. A description, created at, all this thing. There will be a votes part also. Yeah, because we have this feature here. and there will be user feedback. So it's based on the UI. I didn't suggest anything.
Yeah.
But in that particular prompt, you can also do it if you have your own, like, hi there, I'm building this, and then you just go based on your collection, customer, whatever. If you want to have something hard coded as the front end which is connecting to your storage, you can go that way as well. So this was more like an alternative prompt. When you have no clue what your app is, just give it. It will go through each and every UI, and you just give it back to it.
Yeah.
And now, once I'm happy with this, looks like it's okay. I don't know. I haven't went through each of them, but it gave me a rules now. The rules look very, very complicated, but I trust Databutton here. Let's see if it works or not. I'll just blindly copy this part, and I'll go here, and I'll go to rules. I'll go to rules, and here I will paste it. I'll just paste it here. Looks like it's okay, and I'll hit the publish button. It should get published. Oh, there's an error in the line. Let's see. Let's see if we can fix it. I wish there was a copy button here, which would have helped me.
Eric, Al, you spoke too soon. You jinxed the poor agent.
No, there is an error here. Okay, can you give me a simplified rule? Wait, I think I have a prompt for this. I think there is a prompt which I wrote as well. Working with Firebase, update security rules. Yeah, based on the rules, please don't permissive all your read. Yeah, something. Keep the rules. Yeah, let's do this. Let's not go for that complicated rule or ask it to fix. Let's see if this can work out. I'm asking for the simplest rule possible for all authenticated users. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's just whilst it's doing that, Avra, I think I'm guilty of this. I'm curious what Dom and Elle and anybody else in the chat thinks, but there is such a wealth of information in those documents that I know you spend ages building out, Avra. When I have used them, it's saved me so much time. And they make such a difference, like these prompts and everything else that you're sharing. Like, this particular one I haven't looked at, but some of the other documents are really, really useful and really helpful. Just make it so much easier, especially if you're not technical. You can just literally, like you're doing, copy and paste and save yourself so much time.
That's right. I mean, honestly, I remember this documentation is getting changed almost every week now, because like the agent behaves differently, and there you can only give a general way of stating a particular feature or something, and then you update it, and then again something changes. So it's always changing a lot, but I personally feel it helps because right now I'm using from there. Yeah. The rules.
Elle says she's working on integrating the AI chatbot to the docs into the Databutton community app. So if you don't know what Elle's talking about, you need to get into the Discord community. Those of you who don't know, because we kind of didn't really do introductions actually. So Avra is part of the Databutton team. Dom, myself, and Elle, we're kind of, how would you describe us, Avra?
You guys are the Databutton champions and the pro and the power users of Databutton, who I think knows Databutton more than or equally to me. And I would say like the team loves to get the feedback from you guys, and also like, the feedbacks which we get from you guys are the best. So I think if someone asks me, I want to learn Databutton a bit more, I would just pass it to you guys. So you guys are the pro users of Databutton, in short.
That's the nice way of putting it. I was going to say that we're just obsessives, but I think your way is nicer. But get yourselves into the Discord. We're all in there. Quite often if I'm working on Databutton, I'll jump into the live chat, the screen voice channel. So I'll share my screen. And you can see what I'm building and how I'm building. We've had some great sessions. There's a few of us in there. Whenever I'm sharing my screen, people jump in, jump out, ask questions, and some people have got some really good benefits from it. But also Elle has very kindly built out a Databutton community app where we can also share knowledge, information, ideas, and so on and so forth. So access to that, you can find the details of that in the Discord. So be sure to check out the Databutton Discord, because we're a passionate bunch, I would say, who really like what Avra and Martin and how many Martins do you guys have?
Right now we have 3 Martin. Yeah,
Three
Martin we have.
Martins.
And also like we invite Martins in our live stream. So yeah.
So yeah, but the whole Databutton team, what these guys are building is amazing, and that's why Dom and I and Elle are also happy to be part of this, because they're giving us a tool that, I mean, I don't know what you think, Dom, but for me, it's like giving me opportunities that I could never have dreamt of even a year or two ago,
Yeah, I think the application, I mean, it's using Databutton to me, my mind associates it with something that's fun. I mean, it's fun to come in here and have an idea while you're walking on the street, come back, hop into your computer, and 15 minutes later, you have a proof of concept. When without Databutton, you could easily go to a developer and spend months and tens of thousands of dollars to just see that it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Databutton, boom, immediately. It's fun to do it. It's fun to fail. It's fun to create. It's a fun community. I mean, all the way around. It's all package.
I think you guys are too kind. Okay, you guys can just say that how much you guys need to just push us, guys. This is not working. You should say the part where actually
oh yeah. To be fair, we do give you guys a hard time. I mean, if you look at my chat history on the telecom.
Yep.
The number of messages that I've got in there is like.
Now we are like, come on,
history.
It's Mike again. Let's ignore him for now.
It's only Mike. Just he can wait. He can wait. And then it's like I'm messaging Avra on Discord, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on any channel I can get him on.
Yeah. But honestly, I mean, I would say like it's really. Oh, we have Tegan. Today I spoke with him. He's from South Africa, and I was so happy to meet him and his daughter today. He's a small kid. And Tegan, thank you for streaming in here. And I hope, because he was also struggling with the database part, or his app needs a data store and authentication. And I hope Tegan, this one helps. And I'll just add to this part. We already have a live storage added within just how many minutes we took? 40 minutes chit-chatting?
40 minutes, yeah. 40 minutes, yeah.
And if you see right now, we have all this storage out there. I'll just see if I can just add something more. Let's say, what should be a new feedback? Community feedback. More live streams.
More live streams. More live builds.
Yeah.
More compliments for the Databutton team.
Okay. More compliments. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I'll just go this and I'll just hit the submit feedback. We have all these feedbacks out here. Although it doesn't look that good, we can improve the UI. But this is the part where each and every feedback is getting stored within 30 minutes. Okay. It's crazy. And it's pretty easy. There's no like hard path out there. The simple way, and I exactly follow the docs, which I think it's not that bad. Okay, I wrote this, that's why I just want to be a bit humble here, but I think this part of this prompt, each of this, it works. So if you're someone who's building for the first time, just go for it. If it doesn't work, just write to us over Discord, Intercom. I'm happy to tweak this entire prompt, but it works well until today. It works pretty well, as long as we are using Claude Sonnet for the code writing part. Unless it goes bit somewhere, it deviates from it. It should work. Okay, and it works pretty well. So the few things I'll just recap what I did and we together discussed and we did today here is just enable the data store out here. This simple prompt which goes via the UI, which gave me a rule. I just went back to my out here, the rules part. I just deployed it. there was an error on the rule. So I said, give me a very simple rule where all the authenticated users can use it. So it just gave me this rule. I didn't even ask Databutton what is this rule, and myself I don't understand what it is now. But we can speak with Databutton, brainstorm it. But this should work. And then I just said that based on the suggested file, please generate permissive security rules. This is the one. Give minimal strict rule. This is for the rule generation. And then I said, I have deployed the suggested file store security rules. Can you proceed for the implementation via the front end only? That's a critical part, which kind of we used in this hack. Front end only.
And what difference? Because you know me, Avra, I'm not entirely technical. So what difference does that make by saying it's only via the front end?
So one thing in Databutton which sets it apart from others or any AI app builders is that Databutton has a Python backend. So technically, you can even, if you're someone who's fluent in Python, just go there, build an API, because Databutton creates fast API routers. So if you just say that I want to use Firebase from my backend, write down the entire code for me and just convert it to API, Databutton just do it right there, and you're ready for it. Then what you're doing is when you are clicking any of this button, the API will get triggered here in the backend, which we had in the beginning, but that was with different database. So it'll trigger here in the backend, and then it will make the call to your storage. But one thing which is way more, let's say, simpler and faster, and also it makes it better, is that you don't take that 10 seconds or the 5 seconds call every time to your API in the backend. Because every time you're clicking it, it goes and calls an API, then does all the function. Here, you are just there. Once you're authenticated, the Firebase handles authentication, and then it automatically triggers the backend call when you click this. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, L's saying the same. I always request front-end updates for Firebase. It's faster and simpler for sure. Something I need to look at, because I don't know if I've explicitly set it up for my apps. So I need to go back and check that for sure. That could be where I've been having some issues with Stripe as well.
With the Stripe?
Think about that. Yeah. You know, my issues with Stripe that I've been having, that could be, maybe that's where things are going a little bit wrong.
We have this documentation with Stripe. We can actually implement that. I mean, we can do a live stream on that as well. For sure, we can do that. But I think today we can just improve this UI a bit. Maybe. What do you guys suggest?
Yeah.
Like one thing which I think it's working pretty well is not only this part. If I just make any changes, let's say I just make it to complete it right away, immediately. This is completed.
Yeah.
It's all sync with one prompt or two prompts with it. It's pretty much it's in sync with that. And a few other important stuff which I feel it's worth to mention is the UI files which it creates out here. This is what it takes care every time, the utility files. This is where all this title, the string and everything, this type are defined out here. And this is what gets sent to your Firebase. I think the feedback store files are out here also. This is where the front end deals with it. And then it imports out here. I think it's the UI utility files out here. This is it. So that's how it gets connected. That's a front end code which gets connected to your Firebase, and it's pretty straightforward. All right. So we have already a community feedback thing, which is up and running. That's great. Maybe we can add some features to it. What do you think? What features can we add? Let's go back to this.
Could we categorize it so that, like, in this one you've got the different types of, you've got feedbacks, you've got roadmap, I think. You know, maybe categorize it or something, or tags. You know, let the posts have some kind of tags to them.
Yeah, we can do that actually. Oh, it does this also. Oh, check it out.
Nice way to filter it.
Oh, this is a nice filter actually. I didn't see that. I think for categorization we need an extra. Yeah, we need an extra.
There you go. L telling what you to do. We should have remembered that we asked L to tell us. So we've got L saying voting, adding tags, and commenting for users.
Let's implement voting in this. Yeah, but wait, hang on. I think the voting should be there already. Come on, it's already there.
Is it
Let's
already
see the
there?
voting. Yeah, it's already there. The votes are counting. Let's do
Okay,
for
all right.
let's do for this one as well. 2 votes for here.
Okay.
Hi there. Let's go.
Voting
Let's
is
see.
there.
Yeah, it's there. The voting is already there. Add tags. Yeah, I think the add tags should be there. Can we add tags for each of feedbacks somehow? Let's brainstorm. Let's brainstorm.
Hey, Avra.
Yeah.
I've got to hop off real quick. My wife is not able to pick up our son, and she just messaged me, so I've got to run over there. I'm so sorry.
No, certainly. Let's do that. I mean, please go ahead.
Okay,
It's all good.
I'm
It's
sorry.
perfect. No, it's all good.
I'll
See you, Dom, soon.
I'll see y'all in a little bit. Thank you.
Yeah. See you,
Dom.
Dom. I think like we have almost done most of the part. Like the main thing for today was to set up the authentication and the database. I think it's all almost there. We can try a bit more here and then let's try this. Here's my suggestion for implementing tags. Type tag blah blah blah. Yeah, we can just give some type. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I'll just
And then
go ahead.
maybe what we can do is maybe just, I don't know, update the UI a little bit. Just
Of course.
add a bit of color maybe.
Sure.
You know,
By the way, I'm using the Shatsi and the pre-built component thing. I know you don't like that part. You always go for Tailwind.
No. Do you know what? Tailwind is probably my Achilles heel because I choose Tailwind because I want to have more choice and more options. But then it probably overcomplicates things unnecessarily. So
I think
maybe it's not necessarily the way to go.
It gives lot of chances for customizability for your front end. So I think it's a good choice for sure.
Yeah.
Like with Chatsi, and now every app looks same. At the end of the day, it's like everyone is building the same kind of like pills and this black and white stuff. But it's not bad. It's good. It's great for demo. But if you want to add your own flares in it, Tailwind is the best way. Anyway, Shatsi and components are built on top of Tailwind. So yeah. But yeah, let's see if it can just. It added something actually. It added some tags. It's called, and it will make. Oh, this is the best part. It actually made all the changes at one go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a tag now, but that tag is not working. The tag in the UI, but it's not working. Let's see if Databutton can fix it. Let's see. So it's writing the code and it just add tags, display to feedback. Finally, let's add tag filtering to the app page. Oh, it's doing a hell lot of stuff. Let's see if it works there. But it added this in the UI for sure. Yeah, the tag also shows this error.
So what I've used recently, I've used a platform called Circle. I think I told you about it, Avra. Circle.so, I think it's called, on a project that I'm working on. And what's really nice is that it's a bit like a community kind of thing, but with courses and all sorts of other bits and pieces. But what's really nice about it is that if somebody does a post or does a thread of, so like for example a feedback post, they can add preset tags to it. So it's not just because obviously with any database, right, if you've got a user that comes in and puts a tag that they think makes sense, might not make sense to the next person to search for that tag. So you can have like a predefined list of these are the tags, and then you can use those as a filter later on for somebody that's looking for something about that particular topic.
What is it called? Circle
SO.
Is it this? I see. The all-in-one community platform. Oh, I've never logged in here. Oh yeah, I see something here. They do this kind of like the space thing which you mentioned today.
Yeah.
I see. This is cool. We should do something like that.
Yeah, totally.
Try a simpler version of it. What do you think?
Let's do it, man. Let's add it to our list of apps that we're gonna do.
You ask for live stream. Yeah. Let's see if it has fixed it. Oh, it still shows me that error. But yeah, let's see. Let me refresh this
L
part.
L saying take a screenshot for the theme. So L, can you do me a favor? Can you take a screenshot for us for the next project that we're gonna do? Circle SO. I'm on my laptop and it's I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my laptop is literally the mini fan that's inside it is about to take off. So yeah.
Let me see what is associated with this drop down. What is this drop down again? This is throwing some error. It should be something with like select tags. With select tags. Don't write code. Let's investigate. And I just give this error. Yeah, let's sort of investigate this part. Yeah, it has some weird error over there with this thing, but it's thinking now. Let me investigate.
Occasionally does come up with these thinking. So with that, at the moment, Avra, you know that's my bugbear. That little window that you have to hover over, and then it jumps and it moves around. So can you at least kind of can you confirm or deny that will no longer be there? That is going to be presented in a different way.
I can confirm it. Next week there will be something else. Yes. And trust me, that's not something which I was asking the entire team. Please, let's have some way that we can just see what's happening, because that's the best part. It's like a thinking agent, like it's creating a particular task, executing it. We need to see what it's doing actually.
Yeah, exactly. Next week, Mike, it'll be better. Amen to that, L. Amen to that. I mean, to be fair, don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound like a negative Norman here. I am genuinely, I love the Databutton platform. I rant and rave about it to anybody that listens. I it's probably why I'm a community champion, because I just think it's such a great, useful tool. But yeah, that thoughts piece, it just drives me nuts. So I'm looking forward to the new release next week.
And I think that most of the information lies here.
Yeah. So because when it's thinking, it's telling you, because when I've read back through it, there's sometimes it misunderstands or it assumes incorrectly what it needs to do, and because you can't quickly and easily see it, it goes off on a tangent, and by the time you've realized, it's made a bunch of changes that it didn't need to change. So yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, like there are a few errors which I see, the time and this part, which I'm trying to brainstorm with the AI. But it's great. I think we have made quite a bit of progress here with this thing. I'm just very curious. Like, you see this all these changes goes on when you are changing it. How the feedbacks are also like filter by the ranking of it also works pretty well. Yeah.
But I'm just trying to make sure that if the tags, I can fix it. If not this live stream, we can just fix it in the next live stream also. It says the TypeScript error should be resolved. So now I am hoping one of this error is fixed. Yeah, that error is fixed. There's that red thing is no more there. But is it related to the tags thing, or it should this tag thing is something else? I would love to fix this. I would love to know from where is this coming when I hit the tags drop down. And this is very fun. Like, when we prompt with Databutton, as long as I cannot fix this, I'm just so hooked into it. Like, I have to fix this. Like, it's like what you mentioned, Mike. It's like obsessed over a particular thing. Okay. And it just goes on. Okay. If I need to fix it, I need to fix it. At one end, I know that, there are things which you need to do this precise prompting technique. Like it says that error is coming from a missing Shadchan UI component. We need to add the command component to the project. We like to add that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if that fixes.
And Avra, L has sent on the Discord. She sent the screenshot to us to use for the theme.
Is it over our...
So L has sent it over on Discord.
Let's see which Discord it is. Is it mine and L's chat?
No, it's the Databutton Discord.
Oh, okay.
There you go, guys.
Yeah,
Now you get to see the Discord server as well. So
yeah,
great place to be.
yeah. I think like this is one of the places which we would love to be around, the Prompt Tips channel. It's really
Yeah.
good place. I mean, there's a lot to learn. People are
This
constantly putting over.
This is why, you know, like some of the stuff that Elle shares in here is just insane.
It's really good. It's
really, really good.
Oh, come on, I couldn't fix this thing somewhere. I'm so curious what is causing this.
I can't read it. What error is it?
It's saying that there is. So first the error which was there was some cannot read property symbol.iterator. And now I see other errors which is like feedback form. So I think I need to do some precision prompting with this. Let's see. I see error with the feedback form. Read the logs and try a fix if possible. Okay, let's see if we can just fix it out from here. Otherwise, I think we have reached today's goal. Firestore,
Yeah.
authentication within 30 minutes, and we can do a hell lot. I can also try else screenshot and add some themes to it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give it.
We can save that for next time.
Yeah, but I want to finish this live stream with else theme suggestion.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we can just go there. Let me also rename the command component file to match the Shadcn UI conversion of lowercase file names. Yeah, this is the thing, with Shadcn which you are using. I know there's another one very common error is the toast with Shadcn. So we use sooner module from where we import this toast and then we fix it. That's how we do it.
I gotta admit, the toast one I very often have problems with. There always ends up being repeated components created for the toast, and I'm not entirely sure why. The toast, just for some reason, it ends up creating like 3 toast components, which then all confuse one another.
That's right.
Which I'm not entirely sure why, but hopefully with the new version coming out, then that will be a thing of the past.
I think with toast that day I was discussing here with Surfx Ox over our Discord, and I think what fix we can do is we use import toast from sooner module. That fixes it, and I think that also sorted the things for him. He also had the same issue somehow, and if we just explicitly prompt the agent to use this sooner module, that fix it, that issue.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of error out here. There is some utility file which is also getting fixed. Let's see what it does. Yeah, something is happening here with the UI components, the command component which it imported just for this particular select tags. Something went wrong when we tried to do this. We need to just maybe restore a step back and just go forward. The files not be created in the correct location. Let me try that. Let's see. If I just look back here. This looks fine. This is fine. Yeah, somewhere here we need to fix this part. But it's okay. Not bad. Yeah, so a lot is lining up for next week. Mike, what's your thoughts?
It is. I'm honestly, I mean, I know we're going through yours, but I've got 6 apps on the go on Databutton right now. And all of them, each and every one of them are beyond anything I could have ever done in the past. And then when I think about what Databutton can already do, yeah, I mean, we gave you guys feedback and you've taken it all on board and you've said you're working on all of these things. So I guess the word obsessed, as Elle said, is probably actually quite appropriate for us, because it is it's super exciting. I'm really excited to see the new platform, see the new features. I'm pretty sure that the intercom, I keep calling it the telecom, I don't know why, but the intercom, the intercom is going to be busy with feedback and loads of new users and stuff like that, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, so those, for anyone that doesn't know, the intercom, as I keep reminding myself, intercom is down there.
Today.
There we go. So yeah. Avra, you're doing the support.
That's my support day, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So,
okay.
So if intercom is a little slow right now, it's because Avra's here.
All right. Okay. So I just restored back that part of it. Okay, and I think I gave a quick note to this app itself that we need to add the tag feature to tag the feedback, add tag feature. That is like, and I should give it a lot of priority. So I just go for a lot of high votes out here. It should be the topmost. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So it's the one which we need. Still, I want to just give a last try out here. Let's see where is else amazing theme suggestion. Let's see. Oh, this is how it would be next week, Mike.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I really want to hear about this thing.
It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, let's see if we can we sprinkle a bit from this screenshot. Well, what should be a prompt? Can we sprinkle a bit of?
I just love the wording you're using. Can we sprinkle? Can we just sprinkle this?
It's a bit of sprinkle
a little bit of this. I think Elle needs to give us the prompt.
Elle, give us the prompt for this.
Give us the prompt. Tell us what we should be telling it for this thing. Make the app like there you go.
Okay.
Make the application look more like the image.
Make the application look more like the image.
I love it when Elle just it's like, guys, stop overcomplicating it. Just
I think I should just add this exclamation.
Yeah.
Queen of prompting said so. Otherwise, it looks boring. Authentication is okay, but we need the theme. All right. Let's see. This is the last prompt for today. Okay, whatever happens, we accept it.
Yeah. Let's see what it does. It might. I'm curious to see if it asks you, because it'll probably give you a suggestion, and then it will say, "Okay, this is what I'll do." Whether it'll ask you for.
It just does not care. Approval. It just said that I am adding a sidebar because I said the queen of prompting asked it. So it's like, I'm adding a sidebar navigation component. Update the color scheme to use purple as the primary color. Add a hero section with a gradient background. Update the header, and improve the card layout and styling. It's just going for it.
It is going to town.
It's adding a sidebar component here. It says that sidebar here. This one failed update here. Let's see. It's updating the app. I'm so curious now.
Fingers and toes crossed, says Elle.
It failed twice already. I hope. I hope.
I don't know, Avra, from your experience, and maybe Elle, you could share your experience, because I think you've built a lot more apps than I have on Databutton. Something like this, in terms of the look and the feel, is that something that's important to do from the beginning, before the agent gets into like the depths of, different bits and pieces, to try and avoid situations like this where it struggles to make updates?
I would say there are a few things about the theming part which we're working on that thing. Also, right now we're using Shartsian for it. Maybe if you go with Tailwind, we have the full access to the Tailwind config file. that file, the index.css file, we have those access. We can actually make those changes.
Mhm.
I really think it doesn't look that good, to be honest with this. Else, what do you think now?
It's added some purple.
It added some purple.
And did it add a sidebar?
No, the sidebar failed. I think the sidebar. So,
Oh, okay.
I think the sidebar failed actually.
The
It has
sidebar
some
didn't.
purple.
The sidebar didn't take.
Yeah, it created the component, but it didn't use it, or it didn't do it right correctly. I think
Yeah.
it's using the component where I don't see the sidebar. Maybe that failed actually. I don't see the sidebar.
I love this. Elle
Tell
says,
it to-
"Tell it to do." Tell it to do better. Oh dear.
See the sidebar.
I'm just imagining now the kind of conversations that Elle is actually having with her agent.
Sure, man.
I think it's just going to be wild.
Capital letter. This is rubbish. Make it better. Okay. I think this is good. I mean, I think we have. Okay, let's wrap this live stream today, and I think we have reached to our main goal with the first 30 minutes already. So I think this is great.
Yeah.
So yeah, coming back to where we started. But like I'm just curious now because I see Ale writing in caps there. It still misses the sidebar somewhere in the homepage actually. Okay, I'm restoring back to the working place. There is some error with this part. I'm restoring back to this point. All right, so we reached the place where we actually have the Firebase storage, and I'll just quickly give a quick summary. So we had this integration of the authentication, which was super easy. Start a new project in Firebase, and there you have this authentication within this part of your sidebar again of Firebase project, and where you enable the authentication. It can be Google. Few key things are the authorized domains, which we need. Also, the sign-in method. It can be any of this method. You can have email, password, or Google or Facebook, anything. And that's it. And once you have that, you just need to click to this part, the Firebase part, and I think that would do the trick. Firebase part, you add all your the config file. You can just copy it in the very beginning of your project. Otherwise, you can just go to project settings, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and you can just get it from here, the Firebase config file. That's what we need. And once we have that thing, can I just go back somewhere which was really working well? Yeah, something we broke in between. Yeah, and then once we have that, we just update our config and we go for it. Databutton takes care of everything under the hood. And once that's there, once this is back, we will see there is two login and logout button that automatically works because we have under the hood, we have all these prompts, which generates this login, logout. And one thing which is good to understand is this particular shield, which means your particular page is kind of under the shield or under the authentication. And yeah, that's something with authentication part. It will be great to add a logout button because that was something does not get integrated in the very first prompt. So if you're building with authentication, we just build that. And then the part is to integrate the storage, which we did simply via going through this docs. And there's a video also. And then you just follow this. There are a couple of prompts here, copy it. And then you also need one thing, which is back in store. I'll just go through the Firebase storage. You need to enable that. But the key part is the rules, which we can ask the agent. For me, the agent which provided with the rules long up in the thread, and I just copied and pasted there in the rules. By the way, all this gray part means those part is out of the memory of Databutton. There's the rule. This rule I just need to copy, and I need to paste it here. Deploy it. That's it. Once we have that part, we again follow the next prompt, which is I have deployed the suggested fire security rules. Can you proceed with the implement of Firestore via front end only? That's the very key part of this implementation of Firestore. So once we have that, we will see two things. One, the utility files, which takes care of the storage and the types and everything. And and once we have that, we can just test our front end from here. I think that's pretty simple as long as we follow the docs and few things like the front end only, a few small prompts here and there. It works pretty straightforward, and I think that's why this Firebase integration is very solid, and you can literally have a scalable database. I think Mike, you have built with Firebase. The entire project which you have built for Data Storage is with Firebase.
Yeah,
it really worked pretty well.
Yeah, but it's, do you know what? It has given me food for thought that I need to go away and check if I'm using the front end direct to Firestore or not. I need to double check that.
Yeah,
so
I would say that's kind of a take-home message we can do from this particular live stream, that the front end mentioning is very important.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I think next week when we have our next version up and live, I think you don't even need to say via front end. We will have all this custom instruction there, which will just take care of those. And we're also working on a Superbase integration. That would be very cool to have, because a lot of people love Superbase. Like Dom was here. Dom loves Superbase. That would be really good to have. But a lot of things cooking back here in Databutton, and I think it will be very exciting next week. I'm really excited for the next week live stream, by the way. I think there are a lot of things to show. Like I'm so excited for the part of this, the plan and task, and this should be
that I'm really excited. I'm really excited. And we're gonna have Elle with us as well, which is gonna be amazing. So
Elle, you need to be here. You need to be here for our next live stream.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, great. I think we can finish this live stream. Mike, what do you think? This was great.
Sounds good to me.
It's great actually, and we built something which works with storage and authentication. Perfect. Okay, all right. Cheers, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Just leave a feedback or anything in the comment section. And
comments below.
Yeah, and join our Discord group. We are really nice people out there. We have Mike, Dom, and everyone. We'd love to chat. We'd love to talk about AI, Databutton, anything. Just let's do that. And next week we have lot of exciting stuffs. And next Tuesday we'll have a live stream as well.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cheers,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.